Hi, I'm Karen. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a walkthrough and first impressions of two new decks in my collection, one tarot and one oracle. These two decks could not be any more different from one another, but each one fills an empty space in my practice. I'm going to start with the Mother Mary Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I grew up in a fundamentalist Christian home in a small community full of fundamentalist Christians. Unlike the Catholic Church, the churches I attended didn't really talk about Mary except at Christmas and Easter. She was just called Mary, Mother of Jesus, and she was treated pretty much as a minor character in the story of Jesus. So my feelings around religion don't extend to Mary. I have only good feelings about her. I saw this deck and I thought it would be helpful to the work that I'm doing around healing mother energy. I chose the pocket edition because I have small hands and that makes smaller decks easier for me to work with. Plus, I like that the messages on these cards are on the back. So this kind of work that I'm going to be doing with this deck would be easier, I think, just to pull a card and read the message on the back instead of having a guidebook. Okay, let's take a look at the deck. It's in this really nice soft touch box. There's some gloss here on Mother Mary Oracle. The illustrations in this are by Shiloh Sophia McLeod, and it's published by Blue Angel. I was really drawn to the artwork online. Oh wow, and it looks like the artwork is even more beautiful in person. I did take the wrapping off of this deck, but I have not done the walkthrough yet. So these are truly my first impressions of these cards. They're so much prettier in person than I even thought they were going to be. They're just absolutely beautiful. I love this artwork. So on the front of each card, you have the image, borderless. And then on the back, you have a title. Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth is on this one. And then there's a little write-up. This one says, there are times when growth must happen so that you can continue your journey home. For you, beloved, this is such a time. Remember, you are not only being guided away from what has been, but also toward a new manifestation, blessed by Our Lady. This is a secret gift, soon to be recognized, and it is instrumental to manifesting your complete spiritual fulfillment. Oh, that's beautiful, and that's exactly what I was hoping from this deck. Some really beautifully written, encouraging words. I don't have anything by Alana Fairchild, but I have heard her speak multiple times, and so I knew that she was pretty much in alignment with a lot of the things that I think and that I believe. I love her positive energy, and I can feel that in the words that she writes. And I am so happy she chose this artist for this deck. The work is beautiful. I'm just going to do a flip through of the artwork and maybe read the titles on the backs of some of the cards. This language is all new to me. The Our Lady of Becoming, Our Lady of Anything is new to me. The Holy Mother wording is new to me. But I like that energy, and as I said, I'm doing work around healing mother energy, and I feel like this deck is so warm and nurturing in its feel and its look that it's really going to help me with that. This one is Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. Oh, this one's pretty. They're all just beautiful. Our Lady of Ripening on the Vine. I feel a little awkward with all of the Our Lady titles because, as I said, I'm not really used to that language, but I think I'm going to learn to work with it. Our Lady of Soul Birth. Now, this one has a little different coloring, but I do like that. It brings some variety so that not all of the cards look the same. Our Lady of the Dark Mysteries. She's so beautiful. I love that face. Our Lady of Promise. Our Lady of Passion. Gorgeous. Oh, I hope I'm not out of frame. Let's pull these down a little bit there. Okay. I'm still learning to film overhead. When I had this channel as a beauty channel, I never filmed overhead. I just filmed what we call talking head videos. And I really like the overhead. They're a lot easier to edit, but I'm still getting used to staying within the camera view. Our Lady of Creative Choice. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that title. Oh, wow. This one's very different. I love that the artist has included quite a few different styles of faces and feelings of the card. Our Lady of Manifest Miracles. Our Lady of Peaceful Change. Our Lady of Innocence. That's perfect image for that. With the roses on some of the images. Our Lady of Divine Presence. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of how the little babies are depicted. I know that's common in a lot of the older art, but I don't really like that. But so far, that's the only thing I don't like about the art. Our Lady of the Sacred Sun. Oh, this one's so pretty. Our Lady of New Vision. She's pretty too. Our Lady of Truth. I like the owl. It's the first animal I think I've seen in here. There's a lot of little imagery that on first look I'm not going to be able to notice on every card, but I love that because that's layers that I can add to my readings. Our Lady of the Resurrection. Our Lady of the Inner Gate. This is the cover art for the box. Our Lady of the Star Blossom. The dove. I love doves. Our Lady of Quiet Blossoming. Our Lady Who Prevents Interference. That's kind of an odd sounding title. I will have to definitely get used to these titles, but if they bother me too much, I'll just read the verses because I really like the way they're written. Our Lady of the Rose Child. Our Lady of Great Power. Our Lady Who Sends the Angels. That's pretty. Our Lady of Blessing Bestowed. Each of the faces look in the same style, but a little different than each other, so that's really nice. Our Lady of Sacred Waters. Our Lady of the Ocean of Rebirth. Our Lady of Starting Over. Our Lady of Growth Assured. Our Lady of Sacred Sisterhood. Oh, she's beautiful. This card is beautiful. Our Lady Who Gives Peace. This one says, you have been holding on to a deep concern, and I ask you to hand it over to me now. Allow me to offer you a gift in exchange for your devotion and trust. I offer you the gift of peace. Peace that all is now resolved according to my grace. Peace that the material situation is flowing toward perfect completion. My peace is with you now, my beloved. Gorgeous. Our Lady of Radiant Grace. Wow. I love those colors. Our Lady of Nourishment. And here's yet another different color scheme. Our Lady of Divine Direction. Our Lady with the Moon at her feet. I don't know. I'm going to have to, I don't know, get used to these titles and see if I can really use them or not. Our Lady of Sacred Union. Oh, this one's beautiful. So pretty. Our Lady of the Abundant Garden. Our Lady of Holy Fire. Our Lady of the Rose Crown. Our Lady of Sweet Rest. Our Lady of Love. Our Lady of Comfort. Beautiful. Our Lady of Charity. And then here's just a couple of little extra cards, because it is a pocket deck without a guidebook, so I guess those are probably pages that would have been in the introduction to a guidebook. I feel good energy from this deck. I feel like that it may be what I need with some of the work I need to do, but I don't know. I have a couple of things I just have to get used to about the deck. I'll have to report back in later. That's just my first impressions, a couple of things that I'm not sure if they're going to bother me or not as I'm working with it. I'll have to find out and report back on that. Then the next deck I have to share with you, entirely different deck, Blood Moon Tarot by Sam Gway. I have been searching quite a while for a shadow work deck, and nothing has ever really connected. As soon as I saw this deck on some walkthroughs, I was drawn to the rich, deep, visceral images. I felt right away that this could be my shadow work deck, and even if it's not, it was a deck that I wanted. I don't have any other decks that are even remotely like this. So let's take a look. I didn't order these two decks together. I ordered the Mother Mary Oracle, and then my husband saw this on my wish list and bought it for me. Wow, this is an amazing book. But they came in on the same day. That's why I'm doing the walkthroughs together, even though they are an odd pair for sure. Oh, this artwork, so amazing. And this book, I love a hardback guidebook. So I know that Sam Gway is the artist of this and the creator of the deck. And I've seen the images, but I don't know anything about his writing. That'll be something I'll have to find out as I go along. I'll probably, after I do the walkthrough, pull a card and then read the guidebook entry for it. I said I was going to pull a card from the Mother Mary Oracle, but I did end up reading a couple of the backs already, so I'm not going to go back and do that. I'm just going to, I don't know, I'm having some mixed feelings about the Mother Mary Oracle that I need to work through before I talk about it anymore, but I will definitely update you about that. This book is amazing. This is by US Game Systems. I know that this was an indie deck that went out of print. I don't know if it was out of print for a while, but it's now mass market. And I know a lot of people were really excited about that. So I think it may have been one of those ones that went out of print for a while, and kind of like Tarot of Echoes is for me. It's my unicorn deck, and I have been waiting years for it to come out on mass market. I know it's been at least a year and a half that I've been waiting for it, and it's still not out, and there's still no word of when it's going to be out on mass market. I'm just hoping it still is going to be. I just saw one this morning on eBay for $400. No way. And that's really the first one I've even seen for sale at all since I've been looking. So I'm just going to have to hold out for the mass market or just enjoy the Anatorian decks I have. Anyway, enough about that. Let's move on to this beautiful deck. Here are the backs. Cardstock. Feels really nice. I've been pleased with pretty much everything I've gotten from US Games. And I know I've heard a couple of creators say that US Games is pretty receptive to what they request for some of their cards. So I love the color of the edging. It's absolutely beautiful. And of course it goes perfectly with the deck. Okay, let's take a look at these cards. Oh, I'm upside down here. There's the full. Okay. This is, I've heard two different interpretations. I've heard people say it looks like a giant door opening, which it does. But Krista on Krista Chronicles said she can see that, but she's a librarian, and she said it reminds her of a book opening. And I can see that too, and I love to read, so I like both of those interpretations of this card. And there's so much in every card to look at. This Magician is one of the cards that made me want this deck right away. It is magical, as you would want for your Magician card. This has a linen finish, which I love. The High Priestess. This is such a dark, rich, I think I already said that earlier, but it is. I don't have anything else in my collection like this. I know there are other decks like this. I'm not always drawn to this, but in this deck I am. This is the Empress, and I love that it looks like she's in a honeycomb. She has the bees all on her here, and it looks like here's the honeycombs. I think that's perfect for the Empress. And there's so much more that I'm going to have to just discover as I go through and work with this deck. She has a pomegranate in her lap. The Emperor, that structure that you want to see in an Emperor card. He looks amazing. The detail that you can't pick up on camera. I wish I could actually show you these cards in person. They're so gorgeous. Even though you've probably seen other walkthroughs, I've seen several, and the artwork in person is just so much more. The Hierophant. I think this is so cool. This old mechanical device looking thing on his head. The Lovers. The whole thing is so beautiful. The Chariot. Strength. This is so powerful. He's pulling the blade of the sword apart with his hands. There's blood on the sword. It's that visceral energy I mentioned. Oh, the Hermit card. Breathtaking. The Wheel. Justice. Has her heart on her back. There's the eagle. I love when they have an eagle in the Justice card. The Hanged Man. Wrapped around by this snake. Looks like maybe a boa. Death. This Death card is one that absolutely drew me in. The tears. Her eyes, you can see that her eyes behind the veil are just overflowing. Just, there's so much to unpack in every one of these cards. You can do path working for hours with this deck. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. They have the tower on their head or on their back. Maybe it's behind them. There's so many things you can do with these images. It just calls up so much, and you can let your imagination go wild. And Oh, here we go. I gotta watch out. I don't want to get dinged on my tiny little channel for showing a boobie. The star. The moon. The sun. Judgment. The world. The Ace of Dreams. So interesting. The Two of Dreams. Wow. The Three of Dreams. The Four of Dreams. Wow. Five of Dreams. I don't know if I remembered to mention that the dream suit is the air suit, the sword suit. But even if I didn't mention it, I'd say you probably have figured that out if you haven't seen this deck before, which I'd say most everyone probably has. I just wanted to share my initial impressions of the deck. Six of Dreams. Seven of Dreams. This is the cover artwork. Oh, and also forgot to mention, if you have a problem with eyes, this deck may not be for you. They don't bother me. I was an OR nurse for 25 years, and I've seen plenty of eyes in all kinds of condition. Nine of Dreams. Wow. This is one I'm going to have to really spend some time with. Oh, nudity alert. Page of Dreams. Oh, I love the little, is that a snail? A little snail on her finger. Oh, wow. The Knight of Dreams. That's kind of freaky. That's why I wanted this deck, though. I don't have anything dark and murky like this, and I was kind of craving something like that in my collection. Queen of Dreams. Oh. Yeah, this one's gonna be a definite deep dive. King of Dreams. Now we're in the song suit, which is the cup suit. And you can see the difference in the colors. The swords, rightfully so, were all really deep and dark and murky. And then we get into the cups, the suit of emotions, the songs, and we have all these paler colors, this lavender. I love that Ace of Cups, Ace of Songs. Oh, I've seen this card and I love this too. This is the Two of Songs. Three of Songs. Beautiful. Four of Songs. Five of Songs. That's a vivid image. A broken guitar for the Five of Cups. Six of Songs. So pretty. Seven of Songs. A think I probably knew this from all of the walkthroughs I've seen, but it didn't really hit me how much the energy from one suit to the next changes with his artwork, and I think that's phenomenal. This is so pretty. 8 of Songs, 8 of Cups. Oh, 9 of Cups. She has the swan wrapping around her neck. 10 of Songs. There's an anatomical heart in the hands. Beautiful image. Oh, look at this Page of Songs. So pretty. Knight of Songs. Queen of Songs. And King of Songs. Love that. Totally wrapped up. Gorgeous. Okay, now we're in skins, which skins are wands. There's the Ace of Skins. It's a snake. Which when I first heard the suits, let's see, the dreams made sense to me. Swords is the thought suit. Air is your thought suit. So that made sense for dreams. And then 4 of Songs, that's your emotions. That's your creative emotion. And that made sense with songs. Musicians all through there. So that made sense to me. And then skins. Skins I didn't get at first. And then I realized that with the snakes, that was a lot of that energy. The snakes, the shedding of the skin, and the imagery of the snakes. So that made sense to me after I thought about it. This is, as I said, going to be a deep dive deck. There's so many layers and so much response on a gut level to this artwork. 4 of Skins. Oh, wow. 5 of Skins. Snakes don't bother me either. I really love snakes. Not in person, but in images. 6 of Skins. This is one of those kind of like, where's Waldo? I had to look for the snakes in that one, but I found them. 7 of Skins. 8 of Skins. Oh, I remember seeing this one. 9 of Skins. Yeah. And 10 of Skins. Page of Skins. The characters are all so interesting. Oh, wow. Knight of Skins. Knight of Wands. I love that. Knights, for me, are fire energy. Different people have some different systems within their minds of how different suits in the court suits work. But for me, knights are fire and the wands are fire. That's the fire suit. So this is Fire of Fire, and that makes sense to me. That looks like a Fire of Fire. Queen of Skins. So interesting, the art choices he makes, and so evocative. King of Skins. And then we have the honey suit, which is the pentacles. There's the Ace of Honey. This bee. Looks like it's on a pomegranate. Yes, it is. It's on a pomegranate. 2 of Honey. And the energy shifted once again. We're in the Earth suit now, the Pentacles. And it feels that grounded, more centered energy after leaving the wands. For sure you can feel it. 3 of honey. 4 of honey. Love her. 5 of honey. The bees. The fruit has gone bad. They're trying to get what they can from it. 6 of honey. Beautiful. 7 of honey. Oh, love her. 8 of honey. Interesting. 9 of honey. Wow. 10 of honey. Page of honey. Knight of honey. Queen of honey. And, oh, I love him, King of honey. These are 2 of my favorite court cards. The King and Queen of Pentacles. And I do love both of these. First thoughts. This is everything I thought it would be and more. I knew it was going to be a deep, rich, visceral, thought-provoking deck. And it is all of those things, but it is even more so than I thought it would be. And the shuffle is divine. Divine. My little hands are not complaining at all. I love a linen finish. I like a flexible, thin cardstock. These are fantastic. Okay, I'm going to just pick a card. Let's go with the 5 of Dreams, which is the 5 of Swords. And you can see that conflict for sure. Let me see what the book says for the 5 of Dreams. Wow, look at that. Oh, I love Sam Gway's artwork. I heard them talk in an interview on a YouTube channel that I cannot remember the name of, but if you search Sam Gway on YouTube, it should pop up, and he or she, they are a very interesting character, and I just enjoyed hearing them talk and share, and yeah, it was very insightful. Forgot what I was looking for. Oh, 5 of Dreams. Okay. This deck has really got my mind spinning in a good way. So, oh, there's a keyword for each one. I like that because it does veer away in its imagery. I could see some imagery that reminded me of the RWS, but it seems like it has a lot of it's just going its own way. And I have a few decks like that. So I don't really mind as long as the guidebook is well written and as long as I can see some imagery that reminds me of my own. I have my own keywords that I've developed based on the RWS system. I read Unlocking the Tarot by Lisa Pepez, and it's about how to select a keyword that will help you remember your meaning of each of the tarot cards. And if there's something in the imagery that can remind me of my keyword, I don't mind so much if the images veer off into their own direction, but I do like to be able to see something there. This is 5 of Dreams, and his keyword here is limits. Has a little paragraph here. It was a clear night where I walked, but one cloud hung above, long, looming and winding all along my path. I walked and walked to escape its shadow, but it wasn't until I stepped off that path that I escaped. 5 is about coming to a point where you must choose between walking away or wasting your energy. Do you know when it's time to walk away? Do you know when you've hit a wall? Do you know when you're draining yourself? Do you feel like your effort isn't valued, acknowledged, or reciprocated? What makes this situation worth the energy you are giving to it? What is stopping you from walking away? I love that because I've heard people talk about with the RWS image where one person has that smirky smirk face with all the swords and people are walking away in the background, and a lot of the times people focus on the smirky guy, but I do think a lot of times in a reading it makes more sense to focus to the ones that are walking away. And I love that he chose to focus on that, having your limits, realizing it's just not worth it to you anymore, and walking away. I am in love with this deck already. I just feel the energy. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to dive into it. So, Blood Moon Tarot is an instant success for me in my collection. This, on the other hand, I have very mixed feelings about, but I have very mixed feelings about working with Mother energy in the first place. I have a lot of baggage to unpack there, and I don't think a deck that would have been totally comfortable for me would have been what I needed for that energy either. So I'm going to give it a shot and see if it works with that energy or if it's a complete miss for me, and I'll report back on that later. And of course, once I have spent a good amount of time with Blood Moon Tarot, I will come back and do a full-on deep dive review of this deck because they deserve it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comments and come back and see me for my next one. Bye for now.